Live. This is One for the Record. Today is Friday, February 10th, 2012. And I'm Diana, and here's your update for today. Let's go to Extinction Protocol. Death toll rises to 460 as Danube freezes over. New radar images shows how earthquakes warp landscape. Italy. Reports of the Pope's death within a year. Vatican assassinations feared revealed. Also, market retreat on news of downgrades of 34 Italian banks. Philippines. Mount Canelon volcano emits here we go. Philippines, sorry. Mount Canelon volcano summit is closed due to large cracks found near crater. Let's see, also deadly Lassa fever outbreak kills 7 in Nigeria. Europe continues to suffer through its coldest February in 26 years. There's some pictures, some cool pictures. Not that it's good, but I mean, there's some great pictures on there. Okay. Afghanistan hit with heaviest snow in 15 years and 20 children die. Indonesia, Mount Lokoan volcano unleashes 2 kilometers high of ash clouds. Oh, here's one. Doctors warn gonorrhea becoming untreatable due to antibiotic resistance. Oh, I guess it's time to start using condoms for sure. Use those condoms, safe sex, and everything's safe, please. Syria. 60 killed in shelling as government renews bombardment of Homs Hospital overwhelmed. HOMS. Hospitals overwhelmed. Okay. Pestilence watch fears ignited in Vietnam after H5N1 mutation discovered. Oh. SOT.net. Let's go on to them. Japan priest fights invisible demon. Radiation. Believe it or not, the sky is falling. Australian researchers at the University of Auckland cloud height has declined in the last 10 years. Smoke from dump fire blankets Jamaica. Over 200 dolphins dead in Peru. Now this is somewhere else. This is a different country south of us. So now there's 200 dolphins dead in Peru. Okay. Wow. The Watchers. Now we're going to the Watchers. The invasion of African giant snails in southern Florida. and they're about 8 inches long. And there's a picture of a guy that has 2 on his arm. Like this is his arm. And they just cover his, they come up to here on his arm, and the shell's about this big. He has 2 of them on his arm. They're huge. There you go, some escargot. Wow, they look pretty though. And they lay about 1,200 eggs a year. Uh-oh. Get the salt ready. Unscheduled shutdown of French nuclear reactor in Cattenom. There was a broken alternator in a non-nuclear part of the reactor. Oh, nothing to worry about. Okay, and that's most of the regular news. Let's go to some crypto, other types of news, the crypto news. Let's see, according to Chef Rich, who's an excellent cook, he warns that aluminum cans might be, he says they're welded with lead. So I guess if you look at your soda cans, I'm not going to hold any brands up right now, look for the, how, it makes sense. I guess they weld the cans, it's flat, and then they weld it together. And also, be careful with all, that's why you don't leave, I always wondered why you don't leave food in the cans if it's open and then you put it in the refrigerator. I guess then the lead starts degrading, the welding stuff. Is that what they weld it with? We must do more investigation, but that's according to Chef Rich. That, like, if you get a can of tomato sauce, open it and look inside, you'll see the weld. Well, they welded the can together. I guess it's not just casted. Wow, so that's a big warning. We must do more research on that. Ew. Does it ever end? Does it ever end? I don't know. And here I thought the Romans, they went crazy from all the lead. And you thought, oh, how stupid, they were so smart. Why didn't they know about the lead poisoning? Well, I guess they're not the only ones. Okay, moving on. Also, according to a couple of the a couple of the YouTube channels, I think it's Disclosure 3 and a couple other ones, the UFO alien disclosure should be before summer of 2012. Ooh, this year. Originally, it was supposed to be disclosed by 2010. That was like the word, But now, it's before summer. I guess that means before June of 2012. There's going to be some kind of disclosure. I hope so. We've been waiting so long. But on Disclosure 3 channel, Louis Farrakhan on the Jaime Maussan .tv channel in Mexico. I think I've said this before. I did put this under my favorites, so please go to my favorites. Go to the top of my YouTube channel, click favorites, look on the right, you'll see Louis Farrakhan. He discloses UFO. He discloses UFO. And he calls them the wheels in the sky, but you should listen to what he has to say. Please, it's very important. He's very gracious to Jaime. Very, very, very classy. Yeah, gives him full credit and oh, you got to see this interview. This is full disclosure. And there you go. Not to mention, most of the astronauts have disclosed and said that they will testify in Congress, and but no. Oh well. Let's see, what else do we have here? Mars anomaly, underground city, and there's a picture of an entrance. I put that under my favorites. Look at that one. Also under my favorites, Pastor Paul Begley says NDAA was invoked during the Super Bowl. Invoked during, I guess, put into action during the Super Bowl. I guess everybody was busy watching the game, huh? Reminds me like something that happened on New Year's and something that happened on Thanksgiving. Yeah, okay, but this is on Pastor Paul Begley's channel. I did favor it. I'm just reporting the news. That's all I got to say. The views don't really represent this channel on some things. I'm just putting what's out there that's been viewed by thousands of people on YouTube, Just so you know what's going on out there, where everyone's at. Let's see. Also, Dutch Sense. I put him under my favorites. He shows a cool, I think it's Japanese, a cool Japanese earthquake model for 2012. And it shows the whole Pacific ring just pop, 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 pop. It shows what it did before the 9.0 earthquake. So, very interesting. Dutch Sense, I just favored it a few minutes ago. There's so much news for me to decipher through, to wade through. So it took a little bit of a long time. Also under my crypto news, Scotchy71, thank you. He alerted me to the Earth anomaly, giant object buried in Greenland. So thanks, Scotchy71. He brought that to my attention, and I did put it under my favorites. So who knows what the big metal object is buried under the ground there. Maybe it's another seed vault from the last inhabitants that didn't make it. That might be what it is. It's probably what it is. Who knows? It might be an underground city. Well, hopefully we can get Martin the Martian bass player to call in. He might call in tomorrow, and because he's been very busy playing gigs, and he's going to tell us all about Middle Earth or Inner Earth and Admiral Byrd and the expedition and what's down there. It's like the lost continent that's inside the hollow Earth, and he knows all about it. I guess he's been researching this for years, so. Alrighty then. 5 days down. It's the weekend. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the Friday. Check out my favorites. There's a lot of video footage on there. Even some real good stuff. So go ahead and wade through it. Some's even like 45 minutes long. So you can check that out throughout the weekend. Also, I didn't know, but I noticed that my favorites are only going up to 100. So you might want to check out the oldest ones first. Like go to number 100 and work your way back if you want. But the most recent is like the beginning numbers. Like it'll be number 1, and then I'll add 1, and then the next one will be number 1. But as I'm going, I believe it's starting to erase the other ones. So, that's some pretty good stuff, too. Maybe I could figure another way of saving them, but I've been looking at some of those videos for a couple years, so. Oh, and I also, good news, I was able to flip my UFO encounter. My UFO encounter that I got on my cell phone that I own the rights to. Okay? I was able to flip it. So I don't know. Steve Bardo, if you're out there, I was able to do it. But maybe he'll re-upload that for me. It's still the second one is, the one where you can actually see the big blue light. That's still a copy of the cell phone. So I was still able to, though, upload the first part. I'm in shock. I'm out there looking at stuff, and I have to whip my big military helicopter goes overhead just like in the movies, and I'm looking out over from where I was working, and the airport's behind there. And as I look up, this military thing's going over my head, going to the airport, and I'm looking. Reminds me of something out of that Will Smith movie, Independence Day. I look up, and there goes the helicopter, and there's the things in the sky, huge, glowing. But that's not the first encounter. There was another one after that. I'll tell you what it was real quick. I'm driving down Gaffey Road. This is in San Pedro. You can look that up on a MapQuest. It's kind of desolate, and they have some oil thing, refinery on the left of the road. And I'm just cruising down after work. This is after the other UFO incident. And this might be in, I don't know, probably September, a month later. And I'm talking on the phone with a friend. He's on speakerphone. Of course, both hands of mine were on the wheel. And I'm going, oh, wow, the cops are hanging out up ahead. Because I see these two lights, these two blue lights. I believe they're blue. I think they were blue. I can't remember. They were blue or they were green. They were like weird. So I see that up ahead, and I go, oh, there's a helicopter. I better make sure I'm doing the speed limit, because up ahead, way up ahead, there's a 7-Eleven about a half mile down the street, so all the police are over there, waiting for the speedsters coming through. So I'm in my little sports car. I'm traveling through, just got off work, and I'm telling my friend, hey, there's a helicopter up ahead. Oh no, I wonder what's going on up there. And as I drive up closer, now the road turns a little bit now on the right. On the right, now I'm going past it and I'm talking to him, and I'm saying, and his name's Dennis. I'm going, wait a minute, Dennis. And I go, I see one light, I see another light, then there's a third light. This thing it's like a triangle. There's no sound. My windows are down, and there's no sound. I slowed down, but not too slow. I go, I should film this. You might have to get off the phone. And then I look around. There's absolutely nothing out there, And this thing is like 50 feet off the ground at a park. There's like a park across the street from the oil refinery. Imagine that in a baseball field. And this thing is just hovering 50 feet in the air. Because there's one light, another light, and then there's a third light, right? And it says no helicopter. So I say to Dennis, I said, well, wait a minute. Never mind. And then I just rolled up both windows because it's a small car, and I punched it. I was going like 80 or so. I just said, screw this. I look around. I'm the only one out there. I'm going to stop and film this one on my phone. Oh, no. And as I kind of like semi went under it, because it was right off to the right of me. No sound, just sitting there hovering. Big triangle thing. I took off and went about 80, and I said, don't hang up the phone. Make sure I don't have any time lapse. No, I don't want to be missing any time. So I just kept talking to him to make sure nothing would happen. I sped off, got to 7-Eleven, pulled over, and just sat there for a few minutes. And I just said, oh, man. See, that happened too. I think I told my experience to, I sent it to, what is it, UFO, whatever it was called, back on the History Channel. I think I emailed Mr. Burns. Never heard back from him for my experience, because I even said I would show you right where it was in case you want to go over there with equipment. And I think I told them where it was. Maybe they went over there with their little equipment but didn't find anything. But yeah, UFO hunters. See, I must be the real hunter because they seem to want to, like, show me something. That's twice. With just that experience. There's been a couple other ones, you know. So I don't know. Either I have a higher awareness or who knows? Maybe they're just saying hello to me. But see, I caught one on tape. There's a different incident back in the 60s. If you would like for me to interview you on anything that no one will believe you, I'll believe you. Let me know. Email me to my inbox and I'll do an interview with you because I'll believe you. And most of the people now will believe you anyway, you know? There's been so many sightings. Well, you have a wonderful weekend. There's a little story for you. I've seen all kinds of things over the years. So, you take care.